morning, and I'm like, oh my God, look, there's a whole bunch of other people doing the same thing. I'm just driving to take them to school, and everyone else is taking their kids to school right now, and I was like, there was a day when all these people, they were just a couple, and they were like, just like having sex, and just like, you know, just like, oh, we're just, I love you, and now they're married, and they have kids, and they take them, they're in traffic with me right now, taking their kids to school. That's all I say.
Why didn't you tell me there was a book report due today?
It's true.
So I took the tags out of the, okay, anyway, all right, so back to venues. We did talk about having you can have a picnic in the park. Take off your wedding dress and go have a picnic, and you can do it for free. If you have more than 20 people in the park and it's not a picnic, but a wedding with decorations and stuff, then you do have to pay. And it depends on the park and where it is in the park. If you're doing it at a botanic garden with all of those beautiful flowers, it's $4,000 and up. And that is without the catering. Okay.
Can you do it on a farm? I'm sorry, because we mentioned farming.
Well, yeah, if you have a friend who has a farm,
But could you do the wedding and the reception in the park?
You could. You could.
So that's like cheaper than paying for a hall then, you know?
Pretty much. Sometimes.
I mean, if you do it botanical garden, and then you gotta pay $4,000, but then you can have a number of, within reason, I guess.
Right.
You have the caterer set up there.
Yep. Yeah. You can still have a wedding for under $15,000 and have it at the park in the botanic gardens, and then you have all your flowers.
Yeah. Yeah. Your settings where you take your photos.
Well, yeah.
And Riverside Park has that.
One thing that she had mentioned earlier was that like the different flowers, like there's 19, 20 spots, different places where you can have flowers, but there's some that are even really more expensive than the other ones. So things like boutonnieres and even the bouquets isn't necessarily that expensive, but like Flower Girl,
Drive a chair for a bouquet.
like all those are like really expensive.
No, it's still about to trip out.
Because they know that, because then they know you'll say, oh, they're so cute. Oh, okay.
And so here's some places that you can have your right up here is in Riverside Park. This is the Cloisters.
Oh wow.
And then this is the one up down here is Riverbank State Park. And then you see you can have your wedding at the base of the Statue of Liberty. And then, as I was telling them earlier, the Staten Island Ferry is free.
You get married on Staten Island?
You can get, as long as your guests are not rowdy, you can get married on the Staten Island Ferry for free, as long as it's this whole ceremony is over in 25 minutes.
Okay, because you have to be at sea.
Yeah.
On water.
Right. All right, budget wedding. What now? Okay, so now in this case, it's orange, but that's orange because it depends. I like the color, but it also depends on just how.
Orange shirt. There's another thing, you orange.
Right.
You got orange shirt, orange.
Right.
So yes, there's a connection there.
Yeah. So, but all of these items in the orange can either take you over the top or keep you within your budget.
Oh.
So you have the wedding formality, so it could be formal. Our wedding was formal, and it was under $15,000. Or it could be a happening. I went to a friend's wedding, and it was both formal and a happening because there was.
What's a happening?
Well, it could be happening to me is casual, very casual. The
New age.
not really, but it was because the wedding itself was very, I won't say scripted, but it was very there was drumming. The bride came in as if like a queen because she was all in gold, beaten gold. It looked like her dress, and then there was a rabbi, a cantor, and a minister.
Oh wow.
So, but then the guests could wear whatever.
No.
I guess so.
Just to make sure all the fates are covered.
Right. Exactly.
Nobody's gonna be
Exactly. And then the other thing that you can do is you can set up, use your programs on your computer and set up your outline of everything that you need that you're gonna have in your wedding, and then you can have a running total on the Excel spreadsheet. And I'll show you what that looks like. So you do some research, or have your wedding planner do the research, and you would have over in the far right hand side, you have the total of whatever your cost would be, and down at the bottom you'll have a running total every time you plug in one of the items. And then you could have you could also make any of the other columns come up with a sum as well. If you wanted to, for instance, feature a certain segment and have it a little more than you would originally prescribed for it, and total that. If you say, okay, I want to have $3,000 worth of flowers, and my formality is going to be a happening, but and you'd probably still come out on top. Okay, so again, remember I told you, oh wow, that's special. Anyway, remember I told you that you will probably, did I say that? No, I didn't. When you do decide on when you're getting married, I suggest that you get a wedding professional to help you, because, and one of the reasons is, I'll tell you that for me, I had just finished, when we were getting married, I just finished reading a book about how to have your wedding without a wedding professional. Because the idea was, and this person was in California, and the idea was that why spend this money on a wedding professional? You can do it yourself. You have the wherewithal, there's the computer, and you can. And I had a good time. I had a great time doing it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here. But I had a great time doing it, except the day of. Really, if you're going to do all of that stuff, you still need someone the day of. You need a coordinator who will come in and 3 months before and sit down with you and help you with your vendors, get them to sign contracts, have them, the whole timeline and roadmap thing. You have to make sure that everything is where all the I's are dotted and everything's on time. And while you're walking down the aisle, you'll be relaxed. Even if you're nerve-wracked for some other reason, you'll be relaxed about the reception, because everything will be taken care of by the wedding professional coordinator. Alright, so, and then I have my list of, it reduces 20, if you have a wedding planner from the beginning to the end, then it reduces 20 hours per week of research and 20 hours per week of stress. Wow. And then again, what can you do about it? Make your own plan. This is in terms of your wedding. Make your own plan. Decide on what's most important to you in terms of what you want to feature in your wedding. Ask questions of the vendors, and I have 7 top questions. I'll tell you 3 very quickly. They are: can you work within my budget? How far in advance do I need to make a reservation? And what is your cancellation policy? Those are the top 3. And then just stick to your budget. Stick to your budget. Don't let them sway you, because they will try their best. And just remember, you live in New York City. There are thousands of vendors and service providers. You will find your perfect one. Walk away if they say, oh, but you must, you have to, you'll love this. Walk away, say, thank you very much, you're so kind, and just say, bye-bye. And thank you. That's my talk. Oh. Yay! And then I'm going to bring up Hans Filsha, who